Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Hopefully this is something special. For the first time ever, packaged in 6-packs, and for the first time in a couple of years that I remember seeing it, Alpine just released Nelson. I'm trying to figure out what the deal with this beer is. Green Flash went bankrupt, but they're still around. So from what I can gather, Sean brewed this beer, but I think he brewed it on the big Green Flash system. So I don't know. This is the return of Nelson, which is brewed by Alpine. I mean, Sean is Alpine, right? And they put it out in 6-packs. So I was super stoked when I saw that. This used to be one of my favorite beers ever. So I've got high hopes for this. 7% alcohol by volume. This beer, the name is Nelson. It's brewed with Nelson hops. There's also some Southern Cross hops in there. But yeah, I mean, it was a big deal on Instagram a couple weeks ago. They were like, the legend's back. Like, there was a whole big thing. So I was able to find, I checked, like, this was pretty limited distribution. I think they said it went to like 7 different states. And even in North County, San Diego, I checked like 5 or 6 local bottle shops to me. One of them had it. There was 2 6-packs that they had, so I bought both of them. So hopefully this is good. I did a whole Nelson video when Green Flash started brewing it. Like, it's been 3 years since I've had this beer, so I can tell you just from opening that and smelling the aroma, it smells really good. So we're off to a good start. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I've been on a big West Coast beer kick. I've been drinking way more West Coast beer lately, and again, this is one of my favorite beers. I will say I'm not a fan of this label on this bottle. It's just a generic Alpine label that they've been using. The old Nelson bottle used to have a picture of New Zealand, like this bay. It was awesome. It was really cool, but this is kind of whatever. 12-ounce bottles, though, I like that, especially 7% beer. I think 12-ounce bottles perfect. So let's get into this one, shall we? It is hazy. I mean, this looks exactly like Nelson used to look. It's that straw yellow color, that light kind of hazy bright white head. She looks the part. I realize I don't have any Alpine glassware, so we're using our Answer Duck Hunt glassware. I used to have Alpine pint glasses, but I was looking for them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they broke over the years or what the deal is, but I used to have some, I think I had like Pure Hoppiness pint glasses, but yeah. She looks like Nelson. Looks awesome. Smelled good when I opened the bottle. So let's go ahead and shove our nose in it. See what she's got. Ooh, this has that vinous, however you say it, that white winey, white grapey aroma. There's a good amount of like funk to this, and I think that's what Nelson does. It kind of is that dirty, sort of dusty, earthy aroma. There's like candied fruits in there, and I don't know, someone's walking out here. I don't know what that noise was. It's like this candied fruit thing that I don't remember Nelson having. I remember Nelson being like super vinous, white wine, white grape, dirty, like earthy, which I get from that, but there's this cool kind of, I don't know what that is. It's like candied, it's candied something. You get a little bit of like that rye spiciness. This beer is brewed with rye malts, and then there's this cool biscuity crap. Maybe that's the sweetness that I'm smelling. It's a sweet kind of biscuity malty thing that just kind of balances out that big kind of vinous aroma. The aroma's not, it's not huge when you shove your nose in it, which is crazy because as soon as I open that bottle, I could smell the beer. But when you shove your nose like way into the glass, it's not leaping out of the glass. It's not super pungent. Again, it's been 3 years since I've had this beer, so I don't know if I remember exactly what Nelson was. This beer smells really good. It's nothing that's like blowing my mind, but it smells, I mean, if you like Nelson hops, you'll love the aroma of this beer. It smells really good. It's just not crazy pungent. So I'm excited. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. She's delicious. I'm so just loving West Coast beers again. This beer is so dry. Super dry. It's Nelson hops though. I mean, from what you smell, it goes right over the taste. It's super white grape, vinous, white wine. The carbonation's got like, it's that spritzy kind of thing. There's a good amount of like, I don't know if that's hop bitterness or if it's like citrus peel bitterness, but it stays on your tongue. Again, I don't remember if that's how, I'd have to go back and look at my Nelson reviews from years ago. I don't remember it being like an intensely hoppy beer, but I was always drinking it with like Duet and pure hoppiness that were like crazy in your face. There's a good amount of hoppiness to this. It's hop forward, it just kind of sits on your tongue. But that kind of crackery, sweet biscuity malt, it's there on the finish with all that crazy drying vinous, like that, all that flavor that's there, it just balances it out perfect. 7%, I mean, this is a really easy drinking beer. This is really, I'm glad I bought 2 6-packs of this. This is really, really good. It's crazy too, because as it's warmed up in my hand, like when I go to take a drink of that earthiness, that super in your face, dusty, like Nelson aroma is there when you go to take another sip of that. Is this the return of Nelson? I don't know. This is really good though. The bummer is Nelson hops they're so, I don't want to say scarce, but I just think Nelson's tough right now because of everyone wants it, it's expensive. They were saying that this isn't going to be a year-round thing, which is a bummer. I mean, honestly, I've stopped buying Alpine beer just because after the whole Green Flash thing, every beer that I got from them, it just wasn't anything that I remembered. So I haven't had, other than I had Windows Up a couple times on draft that was good. I haven't been buying Alpine beer, and this kind of makes me want to buy Alpine beer again. I don't know what the deal is with the whole Green Flash thing, who's brewing the beer, if it's how it used to be. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys who've been drinking Alpine beer lately can say, but is this beer what I remember of Nelson? Honestly, it's been so long, I don't 100% remember Nelson. This is delicious though. I mean, is this like mind-blowing best beer I've ever had? No, but this is a fantastic showcase of Nelson hops. This is true to West Coast style. This is a super refreshing beer and an awesome break from all the yeasty, hazy, juicy beers. This is Nelson on that West Coast level, and it's delicious. So this is a solid A beer for me, like in that 94, 95 range. If you can find this, grab it. And I'd be interested to see like what people who've been drinking this. I mean, I remember Nelson being mind-blowing. I remember it being like one of my favorite beers. That's not this, but this is the best Alpine beer I've had since these bottles started, since the Green Flash thing. In the last 3 or 4 years, this is the best Alpine beer I've had, so that's encouraging. I'm stoked on that. I'm glad I have 11 more bottles of this. I will be drinking them back to back to back to back. Really, really good. So yeah, that's Nelson from Alpine, first time in 6-pack form, 12-ounce bottles. Is Nelson back? I would say Nelson's back. This is worth checking out. This is worth getting. If you're a Nelson fan, you will like this beer. So like I said, I'm interested to chat with you guys who've had this, kind of see what you think about it. I think it's great. Really, really good stuff. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'm out of here. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these